Hey, my name is Annie. I'm traveling the world for around 2 years already, and on my last trips, I was always traveling with friends. And at the moment, I'm doing my very first trip as a solo backpacker in Southeast Asia. I'm in Thailand right now on an island called Koh Lipa, and today I wanted to talk about the advantages when you're a solo backpacker, and for sure also about the disadvantages, and also what advantages you have when you travel with partner or with friends. The beach is a little bit busy at the moment because there are lots of scuba diving boats and also people walking on the beach. I don't know how you're feeling, but for me this topic is very interesting. For sure it's a personal preference if you travel alone or with your partner. I also know that people broke up with their partner to travel and afterwards they realized that there's also like other goals in life and they didn't really fit to the other person. But I also know people who travel together and quit their jobs together and do work and travel in Australia at the moment. I also think if your relationship survives a long-term travel together, then it survives a lot of things. I also know people who just met their partners on the road while traveling. You can also share all your experience you made together, but I also know so many people who are just alone on the road like me. Currently, I realized that there's many advantages when you travel alone. I feel you develop a lot while traveling alone. You also get a lot of confidence and you explore your own borderlines and you realize that you are able to do more things than you actually thought. Especially planning a big trip and booking all the stuff on your own isn't that easy all the time. Also, you get to know a lot about yourself and you also develop more independence. Also, you're very flexible when you're a solo traveler and you can change your travel route how you like to, and you don't have to make sure that someone is okay with your changes. I also find myself changing my travel plans on the road many times, and I love to be that flexible and stay longer at places I love, for example in a yoga retreat in Koh Phangan or the scuba dive school in Koh Lipa. I have a lots of friends who are scared of scuba diving and who are not really into it, and it's nice that I can take my time to spend some days here and just learn things for myself. And another big point, it's so much easier to find new friends on the road when you travel all alone. Because if you travel with friends, most of the time you stick to them and for sure you want to spend time with them, but then you can't really meet new people. For example, this morning I had to hop on a few buses and boats to come to this island and I had a very nice chat with a girl from Finland, and those chats are very inspiring for me, and I also love to hear more about other people's travels. It's also very impressive seeing many young women traveling the world who are my age or even younger. It's so easy to find friends for life on your travels. For example, I was traveling Central America last year with two friends and they are a couple, and also this group dynamic was very different because you have to take care of all needs and wishes of every group member. Luckily, we get along very good together so that we already traveled 13 countries together and we just met so many people and we also met them on our travels afterwards. Recently, I also uploaded a video about my Ireland trip and we met John on our way through Central America. Another advantage is definitely that I can focus on my own hobbies while I'm traveling. For example, I love wakeboarding and also freediving and yoga in Indonesia, and I also want to try pole dance one day. I mean, that's not typical for Indonesia, but it's already on my bucket list for so long, so I'm gonna try it. There are for sure lots of disadvantages if you travel alone. For sure, you will also feel here like a little bit lonely here and there. To be honest, I only had that once when I was sick and I had the flu and nobody could care for me. But I really enjoy my time at the moment. Also, sometimes you want to share some travel memories with someone, and also I hope that I can celebrate my birthday with some people because that's in March and I still will be on the road by that. I'm already hoping that some friends will fly over and visit me in the Philippines. Another disadvantage could be the feeling of feeling unsafe while traveling alone, because for sure you will feel more safe when you're with someone, especially when you travel to areas where you've never been before. I always plan ahead. For example, when I enter a ferry to somewhere, I already book the hostel in advance and I avoid unsafe or remote areas during the night. Another disadvantage is definitely that it's more expensive if you travel alone, because most of the time you can split the costs, and for example for fuel or like hotels. For sure, you can always sleep in shared dorm rooms, but sometimes you just crave for a little bit of privacy or an own bathroom or a room where you can just lock the room. Or for example, in Indonesia, there are some really pretty big houses which you can rent. And then when you travel with your friends, you can just rent one of those places instead of a shared dorm room. I really hope we will rent a place like this when I travel the Philippines with my friends. I also think that you learn to value things differently when you come back home after backpacking. And I also love to share travel memories with someone, and it also bonds you a little bit more together for sure. You can also take a lot of photos of each other, and if you're traveling with a man, other people won't try to hit on you, which is also a big advantage sometimes. I also heard that some areas in India or Sri Lanka are a little bit more intense when it comes to this. I would be interested in your solo travel experience, or are you always traveling with friends or family or with your partner? I really enjoyed my very first solo travel trip here so far, and I'm about to book another dive certificate now. If you're interested in my travel experiences, I would love if you would just leave me a follow. Have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video again. Bye bye.